My child, I need your full attention, because what I'm about to reveal will shift your atmosphere. This is not a casual word. This is a divine disruption, a spiritual interruption tailor-made for you. I didn't call you here by accident. Heaven scheduled this moment. The surprise I've prepared is already moving toward you, and before this message ends, you will feel it press against your spirit like fire. So don't scroll. Don't glance. Don't miss your visitation. Watch with your whole heart. Stay until the final breath of this word, because I am not just speaking, I am delivering. And when I do, it won't just bless you, it will redefine you. What I've hidden in this message is marked with your name, and if you leave early, you'll leave what was meant to arrive in your hands. This is your moment. Don't walk away. Open now. My beloved child, I say this not as a passing phrase, not as a gentle whisper, but as the thunderous truth of heaven's heart toward you. Stop everything. Pause your racing thoughts. Set aside the noise that surrounds your day. Lay down the list of things that seem so urgent, so pressing, so necessary, and listen. For what I am about to say cannot wait. It cannot compete with distraction. It refuses to be background noise. This is not another inspirational message to comfort your soul in passing. This is a divine interruption, heaven sent and spirit breathed, spoken directly into the fabric of your moment. I orchestrated this second. I calibrated it down to the breath. You didn't just stumble here. You were drawn, pulled by the cords of divine timing, because what has just entered your life carries the weight of eternity and the wonder of fulfillment. A collision has occurred, child, between what you hoped for and what I've held, between your longing and my delivery. I have aligned moments, moved obstacles, shifted timelines, and whispered to angels to step back, just so I could speak to you in this exact space. And here you are, finally still enough to receive what I have waited to say for far too long. You see, this moment has always been part of your story, even before you called it yours. I embedded it into the scrolls of time when I first thought of you. It's not reaction. It's revelation. It's not random. It's orchestrated. And child, this divine intersection we now stand in together, it is sacred. You didn't feel the winds shift, but I did. You didn't hear the gears in the heavens groaning, but I did. What just arrived in your life may feel subtle now, like a whisper brushing across the edge of your spirit. But soon, you'll see it for what it truly is, a thunderclap of divine strategy, disguised in stillness. I have not spoken lightly. I have not moved carelessly. What I've placed into this very breath is more than encouragement. It's a heavenly transaction. I am placing something into your spirit right now that no thief can steal, no time can erase, and no voice can invalidate. You're not just reading this. You're standing under an open heaven. And if you could see what I see, if your spirit could glimpse the movement just beyond the veil, you would fall to your knees not in fear, but in holy awe, because something divine has just collided with your timeline. Not yesterday, not tomorrow. Now, I know how full your life feels. I see the burdens you carry, not just in your arms, but deep in the chambers of your heart where no one else is invited. I watch as you try to keep everything from falling apart while quietly wondering if anyone sees how tired you are. But I see it, child. I feel it. And more than that, I have felt the exact second your heart began to ache for more. You didn't say it out loud. You couldn't. There weren't words that felt sacred enough. But I heard your silence. I heard the groan beneath your routine. I saw how you continued showing up even when you felt unseen, unknown, and uncertain. And that is why I'm telling you now, you're not invisible to me. You never were. The divine has not skipped over your house. In fact, I have stopped everything to enter it. My presence is not floating somewhere out there, detached and lofty. No, I have come close. I am here. And I come bearing a surprise crafted not by accident or obligation, but by holy intention. I have not given you a leftover miracle or a recycled breakthrough. I've designed something breathtakingly personal, something with your name stitched into the very fabric of its promise. And today, this very day, it is being revealed. So breathe. Not the shallow breath of one rushing to survive, but the deep, soul-stretching inhale of someone who realizes they are finally safe in my presence. Let go of the fear that this is too good to be true. Release the grip of disbelief. I didn't come to tease you with hope. I came to deliver the very thing you stopped daring to ask for. This is the fulfillment you didn't know was en route. And it's not arriving someday. It's standing at the edge of your now. What just collided with your timeline is not just blessing. It's an unveiling. A divine announcement, echoing through realms seen and unseen. This one, yes, this one, is chosen, remembered, and appointed. I want you to understand that this is more than a sweet word to soothe you. It is a heavenly shift that will reframe your days, route your path, and realign your identity with what I've always spoken over you. So don't rush past this moment. Don't scroll past this breath. Sit in it. Let it saturate you. Because what I'm doing right now in your life is not a suggestion. It's a declaration. My beloved, your surprise is here. Open it. Now, my beloved child, lean in closer. Don't let these words float past you like soft echoes in the background of your life. This is not hype. I'm not here to entertain your hope or string you along with empty words that flicker and fade. I'm not part of the noise that clutters your day with temporary relief. I am the voice that cuts through chaos and delivers revelation. This is not just another promise passed down the line. This is heaven's headline. You are the story I've been writing, the miracle I've been preparing, the vessel I've been anointing. And now, this very second, the scrolls of glory are being opened, and your name is written across the top in gold that never fades. This isn't a general announcement for the crowd. This is specific, singular, sacred. This is my divine declaration echoing from eternity into your now. I have released something extraordinary for you. For too long, you've wondered if maybe the big things were for someone else. You celebrated others while suppressing your own desires, thinking perhaps your turn was postponed, or worse, passed over. But child, nothing in heaven is random. Nothing I do is delayed by forgetfulness. Everything I touch is precise, strategic, and pregnant with purpose. And what I've just released, it carries more than your request. It carries the weight of your obedience, the aroma of your tears, the sound of your whispered prayers, and the echo of your unwavering trust in the midst of hell's pressure. You didn't even know how sacred your persistence was. But I did. And now, that holy resilience has unlocked a vault you didn't even know existed, hidden not from you, but for you. This isn't fluff. This isn't a nice thought wrapped in spiritual packaging. This is a sacred transfer. I've dispatched angels with instructions no demon can intercept. I've assigned favor that no man can manipulate. I've loosed answers that bypass the opinions of gatekeepers and the delays of systems. Heaven doesn't run on bureaucracy. It runs on blood, my blood, and your faith has triggered a release signed in covenant ink. You didn't earn this through perfection. You received it through perseverance. When others performed, you stayed postured. When others demanded, you waited. and that posture of surrender has made you the recipient of this holy headline. The breaking news of heaven is not trending. It's transforming, and it's yours, right now. So listen carefully. You must not treat this as ordinary. You must not dilute the gravity of what's arriving. This surprise is not just a gift, it is a gear shift, a supernatural pivot point. It is the hinge that turns a locked season into an open one. It's the tipping point where hiddenness meets exposure and silence births sound. I didn't just answer your request, I expanded it. I poured legacy into your asking. And what you're about to walk into will not only bless you, it will expose every hidden favor I planted in your life long before you could comprehend its purpose. So don't shrink here. Don't resist the acceleration. You waited with humility. Now I am crowning you with holy visibility. You've longed for confirmation. This is it. You needed clarity. This is that. You wanted assurance that your life is seen, heard, valued. I am that assurance. I am not a far-off concept. I am not a silent observer. I am your father, your architect, your advocate. And today, I am your deliverer. Not just from pain, but into purpose. Not just out of wilderness, but into wonder. The time for speculation has ended. The release is here. And heaven's headline reads, "My child has been remembered." Don't just receive it. Respond to it. Walk in it. Declare it. Because what I've just released for you isn't ordinary, recycled, or delayed. It is sacred. It is timely. It is yours. You didn't miss it. Let me say that again for the part of your heart that still wonders, that still aches with silent questions and quiet fears. You did not miss it. You didn't miss your moment. You didn't miss your calling. You didn't miss the door, the signal, the confirmation. I was not watching from a distance while you stumbled in darkness, hoping you would catch a clue. No, I was orchestrating everything in silence. The dreams you shelved, the nudges you dismissed, the strange timing that didn't make sense, none of it was coincidence. It was me. Every delay was deliberate. Every detour was divine. Every silence was saturated with strategy. Yes, child, I saw the way doubt crept into your spirit, masquerading as logic. I watched as hope tried to retreat, quietly folding itself into the corners of your soul, too afraid to feel again. You whispered to yourself, "Maybe I missed it. Maybe I imagined it." But I need you to hear me clearly. You did imagine it. You discerned it. The dreams I planted in you were not fragile fantasies. They were future blueprints, written in the ink of heaven and hidden beneath the soil of waiting, not to punish you, but to protect the process. A tree doesn't doubt its roots just because no one sees them. And you, beloved, have been growing deeper than anyone knows. The silence didn't mean nothing was happening. It meant I was building something beneath the surface that couldn't be touched prematurely. This surprise, this divine unveiling, is the fruit of the unseen. It is the manifestation of what I whispered in the midnight moments when you stared at the ceiling with tear-soaked prayers and trembling hope. You didn't miss it. You were just being prepared for it. You needed the fire, the pruning, the proving. Because what I'm placing in your hands now is heavy with glory, and only matured hands can carry holy weight. The path wasn't meant to be painless. It was meant to be prophetic. And every scar, every side, every step, I saw it. I held it. And I wove it into the very fabric of this moment. And now, I need you to walk differently. Not with fear, but with faith. Not with hesitation, but with holy boldness. Because this is the unveiling. This is the awakening. This is the moment when the silence breaks and the sound of fulfillment rises. You were not late. You were right on time. Because I am the God who makes all things beautiful in their time. Not before, not after. In it. And child, your time is now. What I've been preparing in silence is about to speak louder than every lie the enemy ever whispered. And when it speaks, it will roar. My beloved child, I know what delay has felt like to you. It wrapped around your days like a fog, slow and heavy. It made minutes feel like months, and prayers like they evaporated into nothingness. You've asked yourself more than once, why is it taking so long? And though you smiled in faith for others, you often sat alone with silent tension in your chest, trying not to let disappointment drip into your hope. But hear me clearly now, with the fullness of my voice resounding in your soul. What you called delay was actually divine design. Every second I withheld, every door I didn't open, every route I didn't reveal, it was all part of a choreography written in the ink of omniscience. You saw stillness, but I saw sedum. You saw denial, but I was offering development. You thought I had paused your life, but I was perfecting the weight of the glory I was about to place in your hands. Yes, child, I let the weight stretch because I wasn't building something temporary. I was sculpting something eternal. I wasn't preparing a moment, I was preparing you. You wanted immediate relief, but I was preparing sustained revival. If I had answered you earlier, your hands wouldn't have been strong enough to carry what I'm about to give. You would have accepted something shallow, something quick, something that looked good on the outside but lacked substance in the spirit. I could not give you a shadow when I had substance coming. I could not give you a flicker when I had a flood. That's why the delay lasted. It was punishment, it was protection. I delayed not to withhold, but to refine. I love you too much to let you walk into a breakthrough that would break you. So I held it, covered it, guarded it, and timed it. And now, the waiting, yes, that ache-filled waiting, has finally given birth. And what's arriving now, child, is something so unexpected, so detailed, so perfectly designed that even you wouldn't have known how to ask for it. You cried out for answers. I am delivering transformation. You hope for rescue. I am sending reformation. You wanted a door. I built a cathedral. This is the surprise you didn't even know how to pray for, the kind that comes when I, your Father, dig deep into your destiny and pull out something not even your dreams dared to imagine. This surprise isn't random. It's resurrection. It is the unearthing of buried promises and the unveiling of glory forged in the fires of unseen faithfulness. I'm not just giving you what was delayed. I'm giving you what was divinely reserved. What was impossible is now inevitable. What was hidden is now holy. And what you thought would never come is now standing at your doorstep, wrapped in divine fingerprints. So let the past stretch of silence turn into your sanctuary of celebration. Let every moment you labeled wasted be rewritten as warfare that won your unveiling. The cries, the sighs, the seemingly small acts of continued obedience, they were not dismissed. They were documented. And I've now signed the release order. Your name is on the scroll. Your life is the canvas. And your waiting is about to be crowned with a manifestation so specific, it will silence every voice that doubted, including your own. You didn't miss it. You were maturing for it. And now, beloved, open wide, your surprise has been born. My child, I was there, in the moments no one else saw. When your smile held secrets, when your "I'm okay" was a quiet cry for someone to just look a little deeper. You kept moving, kept serving, kept showing them. Not because it was easy, but because something whole in you refused to quit. I saw how you held on through tears that blurred your vision, not just tears of pain, but tears of pressure, confusion, exhaustion. You weren't breaking down. You were pouring out. Each tear was an offering, not a weakness. They fell not into emptiness, but into my hands, hands that caught every drop and counted them not as sorrows, but as sacred seeds. What you whispered in those broken hours was louder in heaven than you'll ever know. And I listened. I leaned in. You weren't alone in those moments. I was the silence that sat beside you. I was the presence that wrapped around you when no words could. Yes, I saw the smile you wore when your soul felt unraveling. The kindness you gave when your own heart was bleeding. You didn't ask for a pause. You didn't wait for recognition. You just kept going. And that, child, that is why I am moving now. Because faith that survives without evidence is the faith that shakes heaven. You didn't stay because of signs. You stayed because of surrender. You stood not because you were fearless, but because you feared what life would be without me. And that, more than anything, is why you are about to be crowned with glory no eye has seen. I saw when you lifted your hands in worship with weights still pressing on your chest. I saw the messages you wrote for others while secretly needing one for yourself. I saw how you kept others' faith afloat while your own was sinking beneath the surface. But you didn't stop. You whispered when you had no voice. You hoped when you had no strength. You trusted when nothing made sense. And now I say to you, enough holding on just to survive. It's time to hold what I've promised. The season of silent faith is turning into a season of seen fulfillment. What I'm about to reveal will reflect the quiet strength you showed in the shadows. The reward won't just match the tears. It will multiply them into miracles. You carried others when you barely had breath for yourself. Now I am carrying you, not into relief but into revelation. You don't need to explain the pain you endured. I've felt every pulse of it, and I've crafted something weighty enough to validate what words could never capture. You will soon walk into rooms you only dreamed about while wiping your tears, and the very people who overlooked your ache will witness your anointing. Not because you sought vindication, but because I honor what was done in secret. So hear me, child. Your whisper was never too small. Your ache was never too hidden. Your loyalty was never unnoticed. I wrote songs from your sighs, poems from your persistence, and now, I am weaving your story into something only heaven could author. I am turning your echo into evidence, your pain into platform, your waiting into witness. What you survived didn't steal from you, it seeded you. And now, you will bloom with grace that cannot be explained, only encountered. Because I saw you when you were barely holding on. And now I will show you what it feels like when I hold you. My beloved child, do you remember those nights? The ones where it felt like the ground beneath you could split at any moment, and yet you chose to stand. Not because the storm was gentle, but because your spirit whispered a shaky yes to me even as the winds howled. I watched every one of those sacred seconds. I recorded them, not with cold data, but with the tears of a father who knows exactly how much each moment cost you. Every time you chose to trust me when logic demanded otherwise, every time you stayed when escape seemed easier, those were not just acts of faith. They were divine transactions. Seeds sown in the invisible soil of spiritual obedience. And child, those seeds did not disappear into silence. They germinated in glory. They matured in the mystery. And now, the harvest is here. You didn't see what was happening beneath the surface. I know that. You looked around and saw no change, no fruit, no signs. But I saw the roots growing deeper. I saw the soil trembling with preparation. I saw angels encamped around your decisions, decisions that looked foolish to others, but were holy in my eyes. You thought you were merely surviving, but you were sowing. Each step you took through foggy faith was a declaration in the spirit realm. I still believe. That belief, especially when it had no proof, shook the courts of heaven. You didn't panic, though panic tried to marry your mind. You didn't run, though the temptation to flee clawed at your ribs. You stayed. You knelt. You worshiped. And because of that, I declare over you now, harvest has come. And this is not a normal harvest. This is not a few blessings scattered to encourage you. No, this is a full field, over the top, exceedingly and abundantly beyond kind of harvest. A recompense, a restoration, a holy response to your hidden labor. This harvest has heaven's fingerprints all over it. It carries the aroma of my timing, the weight of my presence, and the proof of my promise. And it will come in waves, not just one. In waves of wonder, in floods of favor, in outpourings that touch not just your life but everyone connected to you. You will not have room enough to contain what I am about to release. Not because I want to overwhelm you, but because I want to overflow through you. People will see what I pour out and say, only God could have done that. And they'll be right. Because the harvest you're stepping into is not man-made. It's God-authored, ever-ordained, Spirit-sent. So I need you to shift now. Shift from survival to resection. Shift from sowing to reaping. Lift your eyes. The fields are white. The gates are open. The angels are moving. And I am standing at the edge of your next with arms full of everything your obedience made room for. Do not look around and compare. This is your harvest, tailored to your tears, fitted to your faith, designed by the one who saw you trust in private and is now ready to honor you in public. The seasons of sowing in silence are now meeting the moment of shouting in celebration. The harvest is not coming. It is here. Welcome it. Ah, child, I know the lies you've been fighting. Those whispers that snuck into your spirit at your most vulnerable. The enemy, subtle, slick, and sinister, crept into your weariness with poison-tipped suggestions. You've been forgotten. Heaven has moved on. God's attention is elsewhere. I heard every lie. I saw every dart. And I saw how you resisted, barely, sometimes, but beautifully. You didn't always shout your faith, but you never stopped breathing it. And now, I will speak what silences every demonic suggestion. You were never forgotten. You have always been favored. And I will not whisper that truth. I will thunder it. I will proclaim it from the corners of heaven to the cracks in your heart. You are favored, child. Chosen. Caring. Governed. And not for a moment did I turn my face from you. You mistook my silence for distance. But silence in my kingdom is never a sign of absence. It is often the sound of strategy. When generals prepare to advance, they do not scream. They plan in silence. And I, your commander, was crafting a blueprint behind the curtain while you waited in the hallway of unknowing. I wasn't punishing you, I was protecting you. I wasn't ignoring you. I was insulating the promise until the fullness of time arrived. The enemy hoped you'd confuse quiet for quit. But you didn't. You stood in the silent spaces with trembling trust. And that posture, quiet, unshaken, unpublicized, that posture provoked my power to move in irreversible ways. Now watch. Watch what I do with a lie that tried to break you. Watch how I redeem the delay with demonstration. Favor doesn't always look like fanfare. It often looks like being hidden while everyone else is being celebrated. But that's not because I've overlooked you. It's because I was overshielding you. I couldn't let others touch what I was refining. I couldn't let premature exposure spoil your purpose. So I covered you in silence, not to starve you, but to season you. And now, because the strategy is complete, I will shift the silence into sound. The kind of sound that reverberates with revelation. The kind of unveiling that shuts the mouths of every enemy and every internal voice that said you were too late, too broken, too forgotten. I am not just silencing the lie. I am replacing it with glory. Hear me clearly. The strategy is now complete. The silence has served its purpose. The lie has lost its hold. And my thunder is rolling over your life, announcing what you couldn't announce for yourself. You are favored. You were never forgotten. And what was whispered in hell will now be shouted in heaven. This one still believes. This one still stands. This one still belongs to me. So lift your head. Raise your expectations. Heaven has not moved on without you. Heaven has moved toward you. And the same God who protected you in silence is now promoting you in power. This isn't hype. This is holy. My beloved, let me break the lie once and for all. The lie that says you are unseen, passed over, too quiet to be noticed, too broken to be chosen. I saw it creeping in, that quiet torment that told you maybe I'm not that important after all. But child, you are not overlooked. You are not abandoned. You are not some forgotten figure fading into the background of heaven's priority list. You are the reason I have summoned hosts of angels to attention. You are the reason the skies are shifting with movement. Heaven is not still. Heaven is stirred because of you. When you opened your heart even a crack, when you whispered your worn-out prayers into the darkness, all of heaven responded. Not because you shouted the loudest, but because you trusted the deepest. You see, I do not measure worth by public applause or visible accomplishments. I measure by surrender. And your surrender, in silence, has created sound waves in the spirit realm. You may not see the movement yet, but can you feel the difference in the atmosphere? That strange stirring, that holy discomfort pressing at your edges. That's me, beloved. That's heaven mobilizing. You are not just one of many. You are marked. You are chosen. You are carved into my hands and etched into the strategy of my unfolding glory. Every time you chose to remain close when I felt far, you rewrote the narrative of abandonment with your obedience. I haven't missed a single second. You were never outside my gaze. You are not just seen, you are watched over. And not only have I seen you, I've responded. I've sent angels ahead of you. Not symbolically, literally. Angels have been dispatched, and they are not walking, they are running. Running to set things in order. Running to reroute what the enemy thought he'd bound. Running to break chains you couldn't even name. Yes, child, the shift has already begun. The clouds are moving. The pressure you felt. It's not confusion. It's divine construction. I'm tilting the heavens in your favor. Rearranging timelines to align with your readiness. Everything is responding to my voice. And my voice had been directed toward you. Your name has activated a dimension of movement that cannot be reversed. You are not watching the move. You are the reason for the move. So breathe deep. Let the breath you're holding go. You are not alone. You are not forsaken. You are not invisible. You are the cause of divine commotion. And the story I am writing through you will not just confirm your value. It will correct every narrative that said otherwise. When others asked, "Where is your God?" I was leaning closer. And now, I will show them. Through your life. Through your voice, through your anointing, they will see what I see, someone whose faith pulled the heavens into motion. You are not the overlooked one. You are the appointed one. You are not an afterthought. You are the answer to warfare generations D. That's why the sky is shifting, because I am stepping in for you. My beloved child, hear me clearly. This is not your doing. This is not your striving. This is not the result of cleverness, hustle, or performance. The doors that refuse to open, those heavy, rusted gates that resisted your knock, are now swinging open. Not by your strength, but by my decree. I want you to understand this. What is unfolding now isn't happening because you manipulated the right words or pushed at the right moment. It is happening because I spoke. And when I speak, even the most fortified gates must yield. When I breathe upon something, no man, no demon, no delay can withstand it. What you couldn't break down through effort, I have broken open through authority. You tried to open them before, didn't you? You jiggled the handles, mocked, waited, prayed. And when nothing moved, you questioned yourself. Was it your fault? Was your faith flawed? Did you miss the moment? No, child. You missed nothing. The door wasn't stuck because you lacked faith. It remained closed because the timing lacked maturity. I wasn't ignoring you. I was preserving you. Had I let that door open earlier, it would have led you into terrain you weren't meant to walk yet. But now the time is ripe. The maturity is full. The hour has struck. And I, the Lord of the breakthrough, have declared, let it be opened. And what's more, these doors are not opening halfway. They are swinging open with divine force. And not one of them will require you to beg, bargain, or boat a man to walk through. You will not have to convince anyone of your worth. You will not have to rehearse your qualifications or try to win favor. Because I am the one making the introduction. I am the one turning keys. I am the one throwing wide the gates and saying, enter. What I open, no man can shut. And what I decree cannot be revoked. This isn't you making something happen. This is me showing what happens when favor is activated. So walk boldly, not apologetically. Stop asking permission to step into what I've already paid for. The doors didn't open because you pushed. They opened because I spoke. And that means you don't need to justify your arrival. You only need to walk in it. These doors will not require striving. They will respond to your spirit's agreement with my timing. You've waited well, child. You've resisted shortcuts. You've chosen the narrow path of obedience over the crowded path of compromise. And now, the doors are opening, not just one but many. Not just for opportunity, but for overflow. You will walk through them without resistance, because I, your God, have gone before you. My beloved, listen closely, because I'm speaking about something I have hidden for a long time. Something I've tucked away in the vaults of eternity, sealed with intention and protected with passion. It has your name on it. No, not figuratively. Not metaphorically. Literally. I have written your name upon miracles no man can claim credit for, and now they are moving toward you. Right now. Not next year. Not someday. Now. There are angelic deliveries being released into the atmosphere with precision and speed. Not because of public performance, but because of private surrender. Because when others looked away, you looked to me. When others needed applause, you chose alignment. And now, because of that secret faithfulness, I'm unveiling a miracle that has my fingerprints all over it and your name engraved upon it. You see, child, I've watched the world around you make promises with strings. platforms that open doors only to claim the glory of what I alone deserve. Opportunities wrapped in obligation. Help that comes with a price. But what I'm sending you now cannot be explained away by influence, nor attributed to connections. No one will be able to say, I made that happen for them. Because what I'm about to do for you will be unmistakably divine. It will bypass gatekeepers, silence doubters, and render even the most skeptical observers in awe. They'll ask, how did this happen? And the only answer will be, God. No hand but mine. No voice but mine. No plan but mine. I've been writing this breakthrough in a language only heaven speaks, the language of honor, timing, and mercy. And now, that language is being translated into manifestation. The miracle I'm releasing will not look like anything you've seen around you. It won't resemble the path others took or the route you once imagined. That's intentional. I crafted this in silence to protect it from sabotage. I covered it with obscurity to preserve it from pride. And I sealed it in heaven until your spirit was ready to receive it without compromise. And child, you're ready now. Ready to carry it. Ready to walk in it. Ready to steward the weight without letting it crush the intimacy. You didn't need a miracle to prove my love. But now I'm sending one to reveal my glory. Not as a payment, but as a prophetic unveiling. A reminder that I'm the God who still does wonders that no system can reproduce and no man can replicate. To watch closely. Watch how things begin to align. How doors open without a knock. How provision appears without prompting. How favor finds you when you weren't even looking for it. That's how you will know it's me. Because you will be able to say, with trembling joy, I couldn't have done this. I didn't orchestrate this. God did. That is the kind of miracle that's arriving now, totally untouchable, undeniable. Because when I put your name on something, no one else can steal it, stop it, or stand in its way. It's coming, child. It's here. And it has been worth every second of your wait. Come away for a moment, beloved. Come out from the noise that's been clouding your ears, the demands that have dulled your discernment. Quiet the chaos, still the striving. Because what I'm about to do, what I've already begun, does not enter your life with the sound of fanfare or the thunder of performance. It arrives in the stillness, in the sacred hush of a soul that finally dares to believe again. Not loudly, not publicly, but deeply. I've waited until now, until your heart softened beneath the pressure and your spirit leaned toward me with a tenderness that couldn't be fabricated. You didn't even know it was happening, did you? The slow loosening of doubt, the unexpected flicker of hope. That's me. It's my surprise arriving, unannounced, yet unmistakable. You were looking for fireworks, and instead I sent a flicker. A moment. A subtle knowing. Because true glory rarely streams. It settles. It soaks. It saturates slowly until your bones can carry what your emotions once couldn't hold. I've chosen this method on purpose. You've had enough noise. Enough voices. Enough pressure guessed as purpose. But this surprise I've sent, comes wrapped in wonder, not wrapped in rush. It doesn't demand attention, it commands awe. And it's designed to meet you in the secret chamber of your life, the place where you don't have to explain, defend, or earn anything. The surprise I'm delivering is relational, not transactional. Intimate, not industrial. It arrives not to impress but to imprint my presence, my nature, my love. And child, this is why I needed the stillness. Not to silence you, but to prepare you. Stillness is where you learn to breathe differently, where your faith was separated from performance, where your identity was untangled from applause. And now, in that quiet place, I come bearing the very thing you didn't think could find you anymore. Joy. Not momentary happiness. Joy. The kind that flows from a fountain too deep for circumstances to touch. The kind that speaks to the marrow of your being and says, I'm still here. I still see. I still choose you. The surprise I'm sending carries healing inside it. Not just of situations, but of belief. I'm restoring your ability to expect again. To lean in without fear. To receive without resistance. So don't miss it. Don't overlook the subtle just because it doesn't come with shouting. This moment matters. This stillness is saturated. I am in this silence with arms full of what you thought was too late, too impossible, too sacred to speak aloud anymore. And I'm not just handing you the gift, I'm handing you the grace to carry it. Let your heart receive without bracing for disappointment. Let your spirit lean in without armor. You don't need to protect yourself from me. I'm not here to hurt, I'm here to heal. And the surprise that's arrived in the stillness, it will speak volumes louder than any crowd ever could. You'll see, and you'll know, he came quietly, but he came completely. My precious child, I saw you when the trail went dark. When you stood at the edge of a season and looked ahead only to find nothing. No clarity, no map, no visible path forward. And still you walked. I saw your trembling steps, your questioning heart, your shaky prayers, and yet, you moved. You kept walking. You didn't understand what I was doing. You had no clue where it would lead. But you chose me over certainty. And child, that choice, right there, was everything. That obedience in obscurity, that worship in the wilderness, that movement without motivation, it moved me. Heaven recorded it. Angels stood in reverent silence. Because not many can worship without answers. Not many can walk without a path. What you did, you stayed aligned not because of what you saw, but because of who you believed I was. And that, beloved, was the posture that unlocked the miraculous. You could have sat down in despair. You could have said, until I see it, I will believe again. And I would have understood that. I would have loved you just the same. But you didn't stop. You didn't freeze in fear. Even with the silence of heaven pressing in around you, you found ways to keep your heart turned toward me. When others needed confirmation, you held onto covenant. When others waited for signs, you walked by spirit. Don't think I missed that. Don't you dare believe for one moment that it went unnoticed. Your perseverance became prophecy. Every step you took, unsure, but surrendered, was an act of spiritual warfare that shattered chains in the unseen. I'll hope you'd stop. But you didn't. You pressed forward with raw faith, scraped knees, and a praise that came from the depths. That kind of worship doesn't just touch me, it hosts me. Do you understand, child? It was never about the result. It was about the posture. I was never testing your strength. I was revealing your identity. You thought you were failing. I saw you becoming the kind of person who doesn't need the room to be bright in order to move toward the light. Becoming the one who chooses intimacy over instruction. I knew it was ahead. I knew the surprises I had planned. But I also knew this. They couldn't come until your posture was positioned. Because what I'm bringing into your life now doesn't rest on your performance. It rests on your alignment. And you have aligned your heart in ways that cannot be undone. That's why it's time. That's why this wave of glory is being released now. You stood in the dark. Now you will stand in the display. So look around. What once was empty will soon overflow. The steps you took in silence will become the stages upon which I reveal my faithfulness. The songs you sang in the night will now echo in the morning light. I haven't forgotten how you worshipped when you didn't understand. I haven't overlooked how you honored me when it cost you comfort. And now, the door is opening, not because of what you've earned, but because of how you endured. And I say to you now, child, well done. The posture you held when everything felt uncertain was the very key that opened what is now being unlocked before you. You kept walking when the path disappeared, and now, a new one is being revealed beneath your feet, and laid by me, stone by stone, glory by glory. And now, as you stand in the middle of this movement, this surprise I orchestrated just for you, I am inviting you to join me in igniting this word in others. This oil I've poured over you was never meant to stop with you. Just as rivers flow outward, so too must this fire of truth travel to hearts still waiting in silence. I have given you seed. Now sow it back into my field. Every gift given through super thanks, membership, or the link below is not money. It's manna, multiplied, sanctified, and sent to break chains in places you cannot yet see. I said in my word, give, and it shall be given to you. Pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Luke 6:38. And I say it again now, your generosity will not return void. You are not just helping, you are harvesting. So move with me, and release what I've placed in your hand. Give now. Bless now. So now, let me tell you something only I could truly know. You passed the test. Not just any test, the test most don't survive. A one that doesn't announce itself. The one that sneaks in through long stretches of silence. The test of quiet faith. The one where answers don't come, signs don't show, and reassurance feels miles away. The one where the wilderness stretches, where the heaven seems still, and where hope gets worn thin under the weight of not yet. That's the test you passed, child. And that test is not trivial. It is not small. It's not just about waiting, it's about staying anchored when the current tries to carry you off course. And you stayed. You didn't just wait in faith. You waited with faith. And in doing so, you've crossed into a realm of favor that not even fear can undo. You weren't looking for gold stars or applause. You weren't trying to impress me with your endurance. You simply held on, held me, when it would have been easier to walk away. And that holding, that clinging, it was holy. Others may have thought you looked stagnant, but I saw your roots growing deep. I saw your heart pressing through the soil of waiting, pushing downward into trust when nothing above the ground seemed to grow. That is what made heaven move. That is what made the throne room shift. And now, because you passed the test, I am releasing the reward. Not gradually, not cautiously, suddenly, swiftly, with the kind of momentum that leaves fear breathless and doubt disarmed. The reward is arriving faster than fear can even get a word in. Understand this. The enemy tried to convince you that the silence meant failure, that the delay meant disqualification. But what was actually happening with it, I was fortifying you for favor. I was shaping your internal world to match the weight of the external glory I was about to release. Because I love you too much to let favor crush you. And now, the foundation hath been laid. You don't need to strive to earn what's coming next. You only need to stand. Stand as you are, loved, whole, anointed. The reward is not transactional. It's transformational. It is not the finish line. It's the unfolding. What's coming carries not just provision but promise. Not just breakthrough but blueprint. I'm not just giving you something good. I'm revealing something God breathed. So lift your eyes. The signs are not subtle anymore. They're multiplying. They are moving. The divine reward is arriving, and it's bypassing the filters of fear, the gatekeepers of doubt, the delays of human process. It is heaven sent and spirit led, and it's carrying exactly what your faith made room for. You don't have to prove yourself anymore. You've already proven what I needed to see, not with perfection, but with persistence. Not with answers, but with allegiance. And now, child, the test has become testimony, and the faith you held in quiet will now speak loudly in glory. The reward is arriving, and it's coming faster than fear can even try to protest. I need you to know this, beyond emotion, beyond logic, beyond what your eyes can see right now. You are not waiting on heaven. Heaven has been waiting on alignment. And now that the time is right, the realm of the supernatural has already responded. The angel assigned to your life, yes, your life, not someone else's, not a generic assignment, has not been idle. They have not been stalled. They have not forgotten the instructions I placed upon their wings. They have moved in perfect step with my command. While you were wondering if anything was happening, they were moving silently, strategically, carrying exactly what was promised. What you thought was denied was actually being delivered. Not late, not lost. Lunch. You imagined that because the silence persisted, your provision had been intercepted. But I tell you this with holy authority, nothing that carries my seal can be stolen. No demon can override the assignment I've dispatched. No delay can deny what has been decreed by my throne. The provision you prayed for, the answer you wept over, the breakthrough you didn't even feel worthy of, it's en route. It's not a wish. It's not a vague hope. It's already in motion. You may not have seen the flash of wings or heard the sound of movement in the air, but in the spirit realm, the earth is groaning, angels are running, and what has been sealed for you is coming with accuracy, with fire, with finality. You didn't miss it. You didn't lose it. You didn't disqualify yourself from it. The angel that carries your next chapter didn't need your perfection, only your permission. And every time you whispered yes when life screamed no, you were giving me permission to continue moving on your behalf. Your surrender activated a kingdom process. Your endurance authorized the release. And now, what's coming is not a recycled miracle or a second-hand provision. It is custom-fit favor. It is provision designed specifically for your hands, your calling, your legacy. And it has been carried with care, surrounded by fire, protected from interference. The enemy has seen the movement in the spirit, and he's terrified, because he knows what's coming cannot be stopped. So prepare your heart, child. My groom. Expect the sound of divine delivery. Expect the weight of answered prayer to press against your reality. The angel assigned to your destiny is not coming. They have come. And they are not empty-handed. They carry keys, scrolls, of restoration, clarity, doors, dreams, and divine partnerships. What you once thought had been buried, they are now breathing life into. They come not as a symbol but as substance. And I, your God, am the one who sent them. Not because you beg, but because you belong. Not because you earned it, but because you endured. And now it's arriving. The answer didn't disappear. The angel didn't delay. They're here. They're near. And they carry more than you asked for. You've prayed for blessing, and yes, I will bless. But what's coming is so much deeper than increase, so much greater than material relief or circumstantial ease. What's coming is a revelation of me. Not just what I can do, but who I am. Not just my power, but my proximity. Because this next wave will not only fulfill promises, it will reveal intimacy. It will show you how deeply entwined I've been in every chapter of your story. You're not about to receive something, you're about to encounter someone. Me, in a way you've never known before. This breakthrough is not just a gift, it is a glimpse. A glimpse into how I've been present, precise, and profoundly engaged in your journey even when you thought I was distant. Child, I didn't just watch your process, I walked it with you. I didn't just monitor your pain, I measured it and used it to calibrate a glory you can barely imagine. You thought you were walking through fire alone, but I was in the flames with you, crafting what would soon rise from the ashes. This is not just about getting out of pain. It's about seeing who was with you in it. That's what I want to reveal. The revelation that I have been closer than breath, more loyal than the air itself, more consistent than the rising sun. Every detail of what's coming will carry the fingerprint of my intentional love. You'll see it in the timing, and the connections, and the resources, and the healing. You'll see it and say, only God could have known I needed that. And you'll be right. Because I didn't just send a blessing, I send a message. And that message is, I see you. I know you. I've always been with you. And this revelation will not just comfort you, it will call you. Because once you encounter the intimacy of my involvement, you will never settle for shallow again. Your faith will grow not because of what I did, but because of how I did it. Your worship will deepen not because I brought the promise, but because I brought it in a way that made you feel known. You won't just cry tears of gratitude, you'll cry tears of recognition. You'll realize that I didn't just hear your words. I interpreted your silence. I read between the lines. I answered questions you didn't know how to articulate. And in doing so, I'll reveal myself not just as provider, but as the lover of your soul. The kind of God who knows your patterns, your language, your limits, and who still chose to come closer. So don't just prepare for blessing, prepare for revelation. I'm not just showing you my hand, I'm unveiling my heart. What's coming will stretch your capacity to receive love, to walk in authority, to believe without borders. Because this isn't just a provision moment, it's a revelation movement. And through it, I will rewrite the story in your mind that told you I was far away. I've always been here. And now, you're about to see it. Feel it. Know it. This is not just what I'm giving to you. This is me, giving myself to you, again, deeper, clearer, stronger than ever before. My beloved child, I want you to lean into this with every fiber of your being. You are not receiving a recycled answer. And oh, hear me clearly, not a reheated breakthrough borrowed from someone else's story. You are not being handed leftovers or second-hand echoes of someone else's moment. This is brand new. This is fresh. This is first fruit fulfillment, sweet, ripe, chosen, consecrated. A harvest from my own hand. I have not placed you in the queue of someone else's promises. I have not given you a partial blessing. I've crafted something uniquely yours, something pressed with purpose, something born in love, sealed with my sovereignty. When others settle for what's already past, they lose the fragrance of divine timing. Not you. You are walking into something untouched by human ambition, unmarred by religious performance. I am not pulling an old idea off a shelf and presenting it to you with new words. I'm handing you what I brought forth at the beginning of your life, what I've secretly nurtured while you waited, while you worshipped, while you whispered. You might have thought your faith was incomplete. You might have believed your prayers had lost their urgency. but that with the enemy trying to make you afraid of your own quiet. Meanwhile, I was cultivating a miracle in your spirit, preparing a harvest that only your intimate faithfulness could qualify you to carry. This is not a fallback plan. This is not a consolation prize. This is my first fruit, meant to set the pattern for every gift, every breakthrough, every appointment yet to come. It's vibrant with intention, heavy with destiny. And when you say yes to receiving it, you'll taste more than relief. You'll taste revelation. You'll sense the sweetness of a promise made long ago, fulfilled with precision. You'll feel heaven lean in close to whisper, "I always saw you. I always intended this." No outsider will claim this moment. No spiritual broker can lay claim to this glory. He is not alone. It is imported. So raise your hands, not in desperation, but in confidence. Receive this first fruit not as charity, but as covenant. Let your spirit say, "This is what my God planned for me before I ever dared to ask." And let the fragrance of this gift echo through your life, drawing others into trust, whispering divine intimacy into souls that have forgotten how to hope. This is not recycled. It is revolutionary. It is not borrowed. It is bestowed. This is the beginning of everything I intended from the start. First fruit fulfillment from my own hand to you. My child, lean closer to my heart and listen to this promise with an open spirit. The very people who questioned your silence, they will now witness the sound of your promotion. They asked why you weren't speaking up. They whispered that nothing was happening. They believed your quietness was a sign of failure or forgetfulness. But they were not seeing the root. They did not know that your silence was a sanctuary, a place of kneeling, a clinic of intimacy. They mistook your stillness for surrender, when in truth you were being shaped, elevated, prepared. They will see that promotion come, so deep and sweet, it will echo like thunder in a room that once felt bitter with doubt. They may have stood with raised eyebrows and doubtful tones. Why so quiet? Where is the move? But now, your rise will not fit their logic. It will outshine their cynicism, and they won't be able to explain it, because it came from a realm they could not access. The sound of your promotion will look like an announcement. It will sound like revelation. It will be du gravan versmont daughters multiview. It will require faith to interpret. And when it unfolds, they will watch, unintentionally recording, unknowingly testifying that you were never invisible. You were chosen. Let them marvel, but don't let them define you. This isn't about proving them right or wrong. This is about walking into the fullness of who I made you to be, independent of external validation. The glory that's coming won't require footnotes or explanations. It will simply be so powerful, it will overshadow the whispers. So clear, it will outshine every doubt. They thought silence meant stagnation. But your silence was a womb. It was working. And your promotion is not a rise in status. It's a shift in identity. A realignment with the destiny I ordained in the secret moments no one saw but me. So stand tall, beloved. Keep walking in integrity, in honor, in worship, even when no one's applauding. What they will witness is not a comeback. It's a coming into yourself. And when it happens, they'll ask how. And the answer will echo from your heart, not your mouth. Because my God was with me all along. They won't be able to explain it, because it was never about their understanding. It was always about my strategy. Now watch. Your silence will be profaned by revelation. Your obedience rewarded in ways they never thought possible. Your promotion will echo into eternity, and they'll finally hear it, see it, and know that you were never silent, only sacred. Child, listen with your spirit wide open. I'm not just blessing you, I'm rewriting your story. I'm not merely improving your circumstances. I'm reversing the verdicts that were spoken over your life, some by others, some by the enemy, and some, in your darkest moments, by your own tongue. But I, the Lord, do not allow false verdicts to stand. I am your judge, your defender, your intercessor. And today I'm issuing a new ruling, cleared, crowned, and called. Where condemnation once stood tall, grace now rises taller. Where shame once stuck like tar to your soul, I'm pouring cleansing oil, fragrant with freedom. They called you inconsistent, unstable, not enough. Some even use your past to keep you imprisoned in fear. But I am erasing every counterfeit label that was never mine to begin with. You were never too broken. You were never a mistake. You were never what they said when they couldn't understand your calling. Those labels, lazy, fearful, unworthy, forgotten, they are being burned in the fire of my love. I am handing you new names: child, overcomer, anointed, pure, strategic, trusted, sent. These aren't motivational affirmations. They are spiritual identity scrolls, sealed in my presence, signed in my blood, and carved into the books of heaven. And what about what was stolen from you? The years the enemy devoured, the relationships that broke too early, the peace that slipped away in nights of silent pain. I have seen it all, and I have never been casual about your losses. No, beloved, I am a God of repayment, and I repay not only with justice, but with joy. I restore not to the original, but to the divine multiplied measure. You will not simply receive back what you lost. You will receive back what you were too hurt to even ask for. I will surprise you with restorations that do not fit your expectations. Some things you grieved are being returned to you in better form, and some things that never returned, I'm replacing with something you didn't know you had the right to dream of. So don't brace yourself anymore for disappointment. Don't wear old labels like armor. Don't walk like you're still under someone else's verdict. You're under mine now, and I say you are rising. I say you are radiant. I say the gavel of grace has hit the throne of judgment, and the sentence is abundantly restored, eternally chosen, irreversibly blessed. I am not negotiating with your past, I am rewriting it. And the ink I use doesn't smear. Walk in this reversal. Live in this new label. Stand in this restoration. For what was once broken now belongs to glory, and what once defined you no longer applies. You are mine, and I am restoring you, fully, forever, and with joy. Child of my heart, can I touch a place in you that's still sore? The place where you once dreamed with wild joy and fearless hope, until disappointment came and told you to be quiet, until time passed and told you it was too late, until people laughed or misunderstood or dismissed the vision I placed in your soul. I know you stopped talking about it. I know you folded that dream up like a fragile piece of paper and tucked it into a drawer deep inside, hoping that if you didn't touch it, it wouldn't hurt so much. But child, I never forgot it. I never stopped nurturing it. And now, through this surprise I'm sending, I am awakening what you buried. And not just as a memory, but as a miracle. This is not about reliving old pain. This is about revealing new promise. What you called fragile, I call holy. What you thought was too sensitive, I see as sacred. I was never disappointed in you for putting the dream away. I knew you needed to rest. I knew you needed healing. But I also knew that I would return, like I am now, to breathe on it again. And what's about to rise from that long silent place is not nostalgia, it's resurrection. Not a recycled hope, but a recommissioned assignment. What once lay dormant will now stand dancing. What you once tiptoed around, I will now turn into a highway of favor. You don't need to pretend you're confident. You just need to be willing. You don't need to know how it will happen. You only need to know that I will make it happen. The surprise I'm bringing into your life now will brush up against that place you thought you had closed for good. It will stir memories, not to tease you, but to testify. I never forgot. I never let go. And neither did you, not completely. There's a part of you still holding space for the impossible. And that part is where I'm about to move. I am awakening the long-forgotten passion, the assignment you almost traded in, the divine blueprint with your spiritual DNA woven through it. So, child, don't resist the rising. Let your heart break open again, not with grief, but with glory. Let the dream come forward. Let the holy hunger return. This is not risky. This is right timing. I am not teasing you with temporary emotion. I am summoning you back into purpose. The dreams that you once whispered and then silenced, I am now amplifying. This time, you won't have to defend them. I will defend you. This time, you won't have to strive. I will supply. This time, the dream won't drain you. It will define you. For I have remembered. I have returned. And I am resurrecting not just your hope, but your holy calling. My cherished child, I need you to pause right where you are and breathe in every inch of the atmosphere around you. Can you feel it? That subtle but unmistakable shift in the air. That heaviness that isn't burden, but blessing. That quiet pressure that rises not with panic but with promise. That is the weight of my glory approaching. I orchestrate such moments not with trumpets or headlines, but with silence that moves mountains. A stir you may not identify with your ears, but that your spirit, your very essence, knows is holy. I'm not speaking metaphorically. You literally felt the first ripple of the realm I'm about to release. For so long, you thought you were waiting for things to change, the calendar to flip, the circumstances to shift, the people to make space. But this moment transcends circumstances. It's not a condition changing, it's a dimension of my presence. The air isn't just different because things are different. Things are different because I'm changing the air. Like a shift in seasons, the spirit world is realigning. Angels are leaning closer. Walls that felt immovable are trembling. You did make it happen, but you feel it because your spirit is sensitive to my movements. It carries the weight of glory, and that weight does not feel light. It's heavy. It's sacred. And yes, you feel it. This isn't a delayed promise. This is my presence making its entrance, interrupting your routine, recalibrating your run, shifting you into a new frequency. You're not exhausted. You're being aligned. You're not anxious. You're being inducted. And soon, what sounds like stillness will sound like celebration. What looks like silence will explode into shouts. But right now, the weight is coming, quiet, profound, unstoppable. It is not contagious fear or pressure of performance, it's contagious expectation. And your spirit, even in its weariness, draws in divine resonance, whispering, "It's near." The air has shifted. That means the timepiece of your life is marking the moment. What you have prayed for, what you've longed for, what you've trusted through tears, is en route, fueled by my glory. You don't have to stir it or strategize it. My presence is doing the work. You simply need to surrender to the shift. Let your spirit lean into the weight instead of resisting. Let your heart breathe in my nearness instead of chasing only what you can see. This isn't just a turning season. It's a turning point, and you're standing in it. Let the weight move you. Let the holy pressure position you. You're about to carry something too glorious for you to manufacture, but holy enough for you to manifest, because I am in it with you. Child, as we journey side by side through this sacred terrain, I need you to hear this deeply. You didn't imagine the signs. That stirring in your soul, that hush in your heart that felt like longing but sounded like hope, that was no fantasy. That holy restlessness you couldn't explain, the tiny tremor of anticipation, that thought about resetting, relocating, reigniting, that was not your own wish. That was the knock of fulfillment drawing near. It wasn't insecurity or itchiness. It was my invitation to what's coming, a quiet foretaste of the fullness I have in store. You think no one else notices, but I do. I feel how your soul flares when no good reason is present to believe again, and still, you do. That restlessness, that wasn't your shifting, it was my repositioning. That quiet stirring, it's not panic, it's prophetic posture. I am knocking inside that whisper you called intuition, because I am present where your spirit meets your story. I'm inviting you into new realms, gently, with a whisper, not an alarm, because this season of fulfillment wants to greet you calmly, intimately, without pressure, but with purpose. So when the world tells you to sit still, or remain, or keep quiet, remember that restlessness is not rebellion. It is revelation. It is the whisper of destiny finding its way past your doubt. It is the signal of purpose waking up in the undisturbed parts of your life. What you thought was anxiety might be altar time. What you thought was confusion might be my compass activating in your chest. A divine GPS recalibrating your path toward the promise. Lean in there, not fearfully, but expectantly. A quiet stirring will become a sound. That restlessness will become momentum. That knock will become an open door. You will walk in not because you forced it, but because your spirit recognized it. Because you learned the voice of my invitation, the whisper of my movement, the cadence of my calling. And when you step through, you won't think you've achieved something new. You will know you've aligned with something deeper, stronger, sweeter than you ever imagined. The signs weren't absent. They were softly present in spirit. And now I'm unlocking the threshold. You did not imagine the signs. You felt me move. And that with the beginning of your unfolding. Beloved, what I am doing in your life right now goes far beyond the shifting of a season or the flipping of a page. This isn't just a new chapter. This is a new book. A divine beginning. A reset at the root. A holy restart that doesn't require you to bleed through the pages of your past to earn the beauty of what comes next. I am not asking you to reread the old narrative or relive the pain that tried to claim you. I am not asking you to carry the ink of sorrow into this next place. I am asking you to receive this fresh scroll, sealed by my love, written not with trauma but with triumph, and to let me write it with you, word by word, breath by breath. Because here's what you've misunderstood. I don't need your history to justify your future. I don't need your suffering to authenticate your blessing. Yes, I used the pain. I walked with you through the pages that burn. I wept with you over the chapters that felt like betrayal. But I never said your next book had to be birthed in agony. I am not a cruel author. I am the author and finisher, the one who writes with redemption as his ink and glory as his language. And now, what I am offering you is not a continuation of what was. It is a divine divergence, an entirely new scroll, one that doesn't require footnotes of fear or citations of old failures, one that begins simply with this, and God began again with them. You will not have to perform for this story. You will not have to be perfect to receive it. You will not have to explain why you stopped believing, why you almost gave up, or why the last book ended the way it did. That is between me and you, and I hold no accusations in my hand, only invitation. An invitation to enter into something purer, softer, more beautiful than you've dared to envision. This is not a reward for surviving. It's a revelation of identity. You are not just someone who endured. You are someone I chose to entrust with a new era. And child, that new era doesn't need the old evidence. You don't need to relive the pain to reclaim your power. So breathe deeply. Close the old book with honor. Lay it at my feet, where it will be guarded, not erased, but sealed. And now, extend your hand. I am placing something weightless and wonderful into it. The first page of a new scroll. Blank, but burning with promise. I'm not rushing you into it. I'm walking with you inside of it. This book won't exhaust you. It will exhale through you. And the words we write together, they will drip with joy. They will resound with peace. They will redeem time. And the ones who read your story will know, this was not a sequel. This was a resurrection. You just heard me say it. I'm not giving you a new chapter. I'm giving you a whole new book. And now I invite you to become a scribe of heaven, not just receiving, but releasing this word so it reaches others who are waiting at the door of breakthrough. Your support is not just helpful, it's holy. Every super thanks, membership, or gift given through the link in the description becomes like fresh oil on the altar, fueling the lamps of those whose hope has dimmed. Malachi 3:10 is alive in this moment. Bring the full tithe and see if I will not open the windows of heaven. Child, I'm ready to pour it out. Not just over you, but through you. Through your obedience, through your giving, through your yes. This is sacred ground. Give now, and let your obedience open doors in lives across the earth. My child, the door you once tiptoed around, the one you stared at in silence, questioning if it was ever meant for you, that door is now wide open. It no longer hides behind delay or intimidation. It no longer creaks with uncertainty or swings with conditions. It stands tall, unmoved by fear, untouched by rejection. And it is open not because of your striving, but because of my sovereignty. I opened it. I declared it. I decreed it. And now, I am calling you to walk through it, not with apology, but with authority. I don't want to see you shrinking back. I don't want to see you rehearsing your insecurities like a script. This is not a time to justify your worth. This is a time to embody it. I know what held you back before. The inner questions that gnawed at your courage. What if I'm not ready? What if I'm not wanted? What if I fail again? But I need you to understand something now, and hear me in this. The opening of this door is not based on your perfection. It's based on my preparation. And I prepared this moment with such care, such timing, such detail, that nothing, and I mean nothing, can stand between you and what I've placed beyond that threshold. You feared this door because you thought it required credentials. But child, you are the credential. You are the one I chose to carry this glory. And if you could see how the angels have stood guard over this threshold, you would not hesitate another moment. This door leads not just to opportunity, but to ownership. This is not about barely getting in or hoping to be seen. This is about becoming. The moment your feet cross that line, something in you will shift. The mantle that has hovered over your life will settle on your shoulders. The anointing you felt brush against you in worship will wrap around you like a robe. The dreams that once danced on the edge of your imagination will suddenly feel tangible, real, reachable. Why? Because you dared to move in faith instead of fear. You dared to walk into what I have already paid for. This is not intrusion. This is inheritance. So don't apologize for what I've opened. Don't walk small. Don't downplay what I'm about to do. Walk through this door like a child who knows their father owns the house. Walk like someone who belongs. Because you do. And every step you take through that door will echo in the spirit, silencing doubt, shattering delay, announcing, the one I sent has arrived. Heaven has waited for this. Creation has groaned for this. And now, it's time. Walk through, child. Don't knock. Don't wait. Don't whisper. Just walk. You're not a guest. You're called. My beloved, let's settle this now. I'm not taking you backward. I'm not leading you in circles. I'm not restoring you to some former version of yourself you've outgrown. What's ahead is not a return, it's a reveal. The restoration I'm releasing is not a rewind of what once was. It's the unveiling of who I always saw when I formed you in the secret place. You think you're being put back together, but child, you're actually being revealed. Not as a reflection of your past, but as the fulfillment of my design. The battles you survived were not to bring you back, they were to bring you through. Through the trauma, through the labels, through the confusion of false identities. The world told you who you were supposed to be. Strong but silent, present but invisible, useful but not too loud. And over time, you wore those roles like armor, thinking that survival meant acceptance. But I never called you to survive as someone else. I called you to live, fully, freely, as the one I handcrafted in eternity. And that version of you, the real you, is the one I'm bringing into the light now. Don't mourn the layers I'm removing. Don't grieve the titles I'm dismantling. They were never the real you, just temporary tools to navigate seasons I never intended for you to stay in. You are not who the pain made you. You are not the sum of who left, what broke, or what never bloomed. You are not being rebuilt into an echo. You are being revealed as an original. The true you. The one who hears me even in silence. The one who carries peace into rooms before speaking a word. The one who doesn't just survive warfare but rewrites atmospheres. You, beloved, are becoming known to yourself. So let this restoration feel unfamiliar. Let it stretch you. Let it surprise you. Because what's being birthed is not a replica. It's a revelation. I'm pulling back the veil on the masterpiece you couldn't see in your past reflection. You thought restoration meant being patched up. No. It means being finally seen, fully, accurately, gloriously, as I always saw you. You're not going back. You're going forward into identity, into glory, into the truth of who you've always been. Before your heart ever broke, before the first tear traced down your cheek in silence, before the world ever labeled your weariness as weakness, I wrote this moment. I etched it in the folds of eternity, inscribed it on scrolls before the foundations of the earth. This moment, not a vague blessing, not a general ID, but this very chapter, this unfolding that now stands before you like a sunrise after endless night. You weren't wandering blindly. You were walking toward this. Every silent prayer, every unnoticed sacrifice, every breath you exhaled while waiting, it brought you here, to what I authored long before pain tried to edit your hope. Child, I saw your story from the first page to the last before you ever took your first step. And I want you to hear me, not as an idea, not as a doctrine, but as your God. None of your pain was wasted. The enemy tried to tell you that time had passed you by, that too many years had been lost, that your window closed and your future dissolved. But I was never pacing in panic over your timeline. I was writing with precision. I was lining up moments with miracles, tears with triumph, losses with divine leverage. What felt like delay was actually divine design. You are standing now in the unfolding. Not a climax, but a holy unraveling. A miracle written in real time. And it is not arriving because you earned it or begged for it. It is arriving because I willed it. Because I am a covenant-keeping God. Because my word never returns void. Because when I begin a good work, I complete it. Not halfway, not partially, but gloriously. Line by line, I am restoring what you thought had expired. Miracle by miracle, I am weaving beauty through the backdrop of what once felt broken beyond repair. So let go of the pressure to predict what happens next. You are not the author. You are the living epistle. And what I am writing now through you will speak louder than any testimony you've given before. A chapter that's unfolding will not whisper redemption. It will roar it. The miracle won't just bless you. It will define you. Because I wrote this for you, child. And I am not just writing a good ending. I'm writing a holy one. Line by line. Miracle by miracle. With your name in every sentence. I need to stop you right here. Look at me. Really, pause everything else and lean in. Do not downplay this. Do not shrink this down to coincidence. Do not call what is divinely orchestrated a nice moment or maybe something good. That's not humility. That's hesitation. That's fear dressed in false modesty. And I love you too much to let you diminish what I am elevating. This is not just a positive turn of events. This is not luck. This is not chance. This is the divine arrival of destiny. You walk through too much to treat this moment casually. This breakthrough isn't random. It's been pulsing toward you for years. This was the arrival hell tried to delay. This was the alignment heaven fasted for. This was the convergence that angels have guarded, warred for, and watched for. And now that it's here, I won't let you dismiss it as just a season. This is not a season. This is a summons. A moment when the divine intersects with the natural, and you are invited to step into who you were born to be. You carry destiny, child. That's why the warfare has been so strategic. The enemy never fought your past. He fought your potential. He wasn't afraid of what you've done. He was terrified of what you were born to become. But now, the fear is on him. Because you're no longer ignoring the signs. You're feeling the shift. And you're starting to believe, really believe, that you were born for more than survival. You were born for legacy. And legacy begins when you stop downplaying glory and start walking in it. So say it with your heart. This is my moment of divine arrival. This is my crossing over. Let your soul rise. Let the tears come. Let the glory feel uncomfortable at first. That's normal. But don't minimize what's happening to make others comfortable. You're not crazy. You're not dreaming. This isn't hype. This is heaven's handoff. I've opened the sky. I've moved the mountains. I've cleared the path. And now you move, child. Don't apologize for this destiny. Announce it. Because what's happening now is not just good, it is God. My beloved, come close. Let these words settle in your heart like a healing balm from my throne. I am reversing the verdicts. Every false accusation spoken over you in hidden rooms, every whispered judgment that replayed in your mind, making you think you were unworthy, unchosen, too broken. I am reversing that entire courtroom. The gavel that rang with condemnation is falling silent. I am not simply offering forgiveness. I am delivering decree. You are pronounced cleared, chosen, and beloved. Heaven resounds with the verdict. not guilty, restored, glorified. I'm also rewriting the labels. Those labels that stuck to you because they were easier for the world to assign: an outcast, a second best, a mistake, too much, or not enough. I am discrediting them. I am tearing them off like ragged coats and replacing them with names written in glory: overcomer, beloved, chosen vessel, anointed for this hour. These new titles don't come from hype or hollow affirmation. They are seal-stamped by my spirit, infused with your destiny, and confirmed by eternity. And yes, I am restoring what was stolen. Don't misunderstand. I'm not patching up fragments. I'm restoring abundantly. The years lost to heartbreak, the dreams buried under the weight of fear, the connections severed by betrayal, these are now being returned with interest. What the enemy stole does not fit in one hand anymore. I'm handing it back to you multiplied, tailored for your season, and protected by my presence. But I don't stop there. I am replacing what was lost with something better. Where emptiness once echoed, I'm planting fullness. Where loss whispered sorrow, I'm installing joy. And where war once ravaged your peace, I'm birthing your peace carriers, a new army of love, purpose, and promise. So stand firm, beloved. You're not the same person who needed restoration. You're becoming who I've always intended. The verdicts have fallen. The labels are being rewritten. The replacements are arriving. So stay expectant, stay anchored, and do not let pride deny the exchange my grace has made. You are being gloriously realigned. The restoration is holy, the rewriting is divine, and the replacement is irrevocably yours. Beloved, listen to this now as if it's the words your soul has been waiting to hear. What I'm about to pour into your life will make up for every sleepless night. Those nights you lay awake wondering if tomorrow would ever look different. I saw every tear that glistened in the dark, every sigh that weighed on your chest. I'm not giving you empty relief. I'm pouring compensation. Not just healing for exhaustion, but a renewal of strength that empowers. Every weary moment will find its reward in divine energy, drawn from the well of my presence, made new in your bones. It will also make up for every silent ache you endured, when pain couldn't speak, when grief sat without words, when hope was too timid to breathe out loud. I'm pouring divine empathy into your soul, a soothing that speaks to the deepest chambers, whispering, I felt it. I was present there. I am redeeming even the places that ache is familiar with. That ache is not ignored, it's transfigured in my presence. It's reimagined as holy depth from which you will now steward others into grace. And beloved, this outpouring will make up for every lonely prayer, the ones you whispered at 2 a.m. when it felt like heaven itself was silent. I heard them. I honored them. And now I'm pouring answer, not to perform another miracle, but to confirm my constancy. Its fulfillment is not delayed anymore. It will arrive, not because of your eloquence, but because of my eternity. Every prayer you thought went unanswered, every groan that felt unseen, they are being redeemed with my presence. And that presence is not just a shadow. It's a saturating, soothing, soul-enfolding reality. So incline your spirit. Let your heart open wide to receive. What I'm pouring is not fleeting. Is flood-level grace. Not just temporary comfort, but lasting reassurance laced with destiny. Those nights, aches, and prayers, they will not disappear from your memory, and they don't need to. Instead, they will become altar stones, markers where my mercy met you. And now, my mercy is overtaking your future. Let my pour be your pivot. Let my presence be your promotion. Let my purpose be your compensation. Beloved, come close. Let my words fall into your spirit like gentle rain after parched years. I am reversing the verdicts. The lies spoken over you, perhaps by others, perhaps by your own self, are being overturned. When the enemy dragged you into a courtroom of shame, I stood firm in my courtroom of redemption. Every time you believe you were too broken, too far gone, too late, I want you to know, I am overturning mid-sentence. Your verdict has changed. You're not just forgiven, you're cleared. Not just restored, you're exalted. This isn't mercy, it's justice engineered in grace. Listen, child, I also am rewriting the labels. You carried the weight of names that didn't belong to you. Names like forgotten, failed, flawed. But I am snipping each thread, transforming each title into fuel for your destiny. You are not a mistake. You are my masterpiece. You are not a failure. You are my triumph. I am writing new names over your spirit. Beloved, chosen, ambassador, heir. These are not motivational slogans. They are spiritual imprints, branded by my spirit, authenticating who I made you to be. And there is more. I'm restoring what was stolen and replacing what was lost. Let me say that again. I'm restoring what was stolen. I am not patching broken pieces. I'm handing you back miracles multiplied. Your tears, your nights, the love you thought drained. These are being redeemed with abundance. But I'm not stopping there. I'm replacing what was lost with something far greater than before. It's a divine multiplication, a restoration too deep for shame, too wide for sorrow. Where pain once defined you, my joy now establishes you. Where loss once had a seat, my fullness now dwells. This is not just repair, it's resurrection. So stand tall, beloved. Don't shrink back under old verdicts. Don't carry labels that weigh down your destiny. You are not a project. I'm not fixing broken items. I'm revealing a creation. The one I made in eternity. The one I carried through midnight prayers. The one I designed for purpose. The verdict has changed. The labels have been rewritten. Restoration is here, and replacement is underway. This is not subtle. This is sovereign. And this is yours. Beloved, brace yourself. What's about to unfold is not simply a blessing. No, it is a revelation. Not just something good arriving, but something divine unveiling. I am not interested in handing you gifts. I am inviting you into my presence. The difference may feel subtle at first, but the shift is seismic. This is not benefit. This is intimacy magnified through motion. My heart is meeting yours in a revelation of closeness, a display of how deeply I have walked beside you. Consider everything you've endured. The nights you thought no one knew. The prayers whispered so quietly they felt invisible. The seasons when even your belief felt wan and worn. I was there, not merely watching, but present, imprinting my nearness into your marrow, guiding you through the unseen currents. My revelation now poised to burst forth isn't a statement, it's a revealing. I was with you. This is not a casual whisper. This is sovereignty leaning in, declaring my identity with you and in you. When this revelation lands, it won't just bless what you do, it will transform who you know me to be. You will sense a shift that breaks the ceiling of familiarity. You won't just rejoice over what I give, you will marvel over how I gave it. You'll recognize not just my provision, but my presence. That provision was a paintbrush. This revelation is the portrait of who I've always been in your life. And when you see that, everything changes, not because of what you get, but because of who holds you. So do not stand distant, beloved. Lean in. This is not about platforms. performance, or presence. It's about relationship. This moment is not for a pause, it's for I don't want to be your deliverer only. I want to be your deepest delight. And what's coming is meant to confirm not just my power, but my closeness. I am not just here to bless your steps. I am here to reveal my heart to your soul. And that, child, is not temporary. That is everlasting. Child, listen closely. This time will not be like the last. You will not have to strive. You will not have to beg. You will not have to exhaust yourself chasing something that always felt just out of reach. This time it will come to you. Not because you've given up, but because you surrendered. Not because you're passive, but because you've postured your spirit in trust. And now, I am sending what I reserved for this hour. And when it arrives, it will not be confused, misaligned, or incomplete. It will recognize you. You see, every time you chased what wasn't designed for you, your spirit grew tired. You wore armor that didn't fit. You spoke words that weren't your language. You tried to blend into rooms I never intended you to enter. And I wept, not in anger but with longing, because I never created you to chase. I created you to receive. I designed a rhythm for you, not of frenzy, but of divine flow. And now, you're stepping into it. Now, you're moving with me, not ahead, not behind. You're walking in step with my voice. And because of that, what is assigned to you will locate you. It will find you at the right moment, with the right spirit, in the right frame. And when it comes, it will question your readiness. It will respond to your preparation. It will look at you and know, this is the one. The promise will recognize the posture. The blessing will recognize the brokenness that produced strength. The door will recognize your knock, not because you forced it, but because you waited well. You didn't compromise. You didn't counterfeit the moment. You remained faithful to the rhythm I taught you in silence. And now, silence becomes sound. Hiddenness becomes visibility. Hope becomes harvest. And everything you thought had passed you by returns, divinely timed, divinely marked, divinely yours. So rest in this, child. The rhythm has changed. You're not chasing anymore. You're attracting. You're not proving. You're positioned. And what's coming, what I'm sending, will not need convincing, and will feel like home. Because it's been designed for you. And because you finally let me be your timing, my timing has become your release. Beloved, you've made it to a divine moment. And I need you to understand, this is not just the end of a journey. This is the crowning of it. When I said I would finish what I began in you, I didn't mean a quiet closing. I meant a glorious coronation. You've endured the crushing, the pressing, the pruning, and now I place something sacred on your life. A crown. Not of performance, not of pride, but of promise fulfilled. This is your divine finale, not in the sense of something concluding, but in the sense of something culminating. Like the final note of a symphony played in perfect key. Everything you walked through was part of the arrangement. The suffering, the silence, the waiting, it was all tuned to bring about this moment. And now, with all of heaven as witness, I am declaring over you, well done. You trusted me. You stayed. You kept showing up. Now receive the crown. This crown doesn't come with applause. It comes with authority. You are stepping into spiritual royalty, not to rule others, but to reign in your purpose, to walk in the fulfillment of everything I've poured into you. But hear me, this finale is also your beginning, because what I'm crowning, I'm commissioning. I'm not just honoring you, I'm activating you. You've come through the fire, not scorched, but refined. And now you carry something the world needs. Your voice will carry weight. Your footsteps will mark territory. Your presence will shift rooms, not because of you, but because of me in you. This is the divine paradox. The end is the entrance. The finale is the launch pad. And where you thought it would stop, it's only beginning. So rise now, crowned child of mine. Carry your crown with humility, wear it with conviction, and know this. This is not the end of your story. It's the proof that I never left you. It's the declaration that what I start, I finish. And what I finish, I glorify. Now go forth, not with fear, but with fire. Not with hesitation, but with holiness. You are crowned. You are called. And this beginning is more radiant than you've ever dreamed. You've just been crowned. You've just been commissioned. And now, I call you to carry this fire forward. What I've deposited in you was never meant to sit still. It was meant to move, to multiply. Right now, I'm raising up a remnant of radical sowers, ones who know that supporting the word is part of living the word. Your seed, given through super thanks, membership, or the link below, is not just support. It is a spiritual assignment. It sends light into hidden places and funds the trumpet of truth. It partners with angels. And I promise you this, those who refresh others will themselves be refreshed. Proverbs 11:25. So go now, don't wait. Live like royalty. So like legacy. Move like someone who's just been crowned. Beloved, if your spirit bears witness that this message was divinely timed for you, then do not walk away silently. I want you to declare it in the comments right now. My surprise has arrived. Heaven has delivered it. Let your voice become a living agreement with what I've spoken. When you speak it, you seal it. When you write it, you war for it. This is not just a video. This is a divine announcement with your name on it. So comment boldly and let the atmosphere know the surprise is here, and I am ready to receive it. And as you declare the truth, come closer. My child, listen to my voice. Let the noise of your world fade away for just this moment and hear me. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end of all things, including the seasons of your life. And I am speaking this directly to your heart, with all the authority of heaven behind my words. The season of your prolonged waiting, that long, exhausting stretch of road where you saw no change on the horizon, has now concluded. It is over. That feeling you carry deep in your bones, the weariness of holding on, of hoping for a breakthrough that never seemed to come, you can lay it down. A constant ache of asking, how much longer? Ends today. This is the turning point you have been praying for. I know you have wondered if I hear you. In the dead of night, when your pillow has been soaked with silent tears, you have questioned if your words ever reach me. You have felt that knot in your stomach at your job, wondering if you've been overlooked again. You have felt the unspoken tensions in your family, praying for a peace that feels impossible. Let me tell you what happens to those prayers. Every whispered plea in your car, every desperate cry when no one was watching, every heartbroken petition, not a single one has been lost. They have been rising, gathering before my throne as a sweet and precious aroma. And now, my beloved, the answer you have waited for is not just coming, it is being released. I'm opening the floodgates, and the blessing that has been accumulating is now pouring down upon you. Look back for a moment. You see the confusion, the doors that closed, the people who walked away. You saw it as chaos, as failure, as unanswered prayer. but I was the author of it all. I have been the master weaver, working behind the scenes of your life. That job you didn't get, that relationship that ended, the detour you were forced to take, it was me. I was orchestrating celestial events in earthly circumstances, moving every piece on the board, lining every star in the sky to converge perfectly for this exact moment. Nothing has been random. Every delay was deliberate. Every setback was a setup for what is about to happen. My timing is not like yours. It is perfect, and your perfect time is now. So cease your anxious striving. Stop trying so hard to make things happen. I see you, working tirelessly, trying to be good enough, strong enough, wise enough to earn what I am about to give you freely. That feeling of constant pressure, that you have to hold your world together by your own strength, release it. Let your shoulders relax. Take a deep breath. The blessing I am giving you is not by your might, not by your power, but by my spirit. You cannot build what I am about to give. You cannot earn it. You can only open your hands and receive it. What I am about to do in your life will be an undeniable sign, both for you and for everyone who has watched you struggle. It will be a testament that I am your God and that I am faithful to the one I love. This will not be a quiet, subtle shift that could be mistaken for luck or coincidence. It will be a clear and powerful demonstration of my love for you, silencing every voice of doubt, both within you and around you. And hear this clearly, my precious one. This is not another test. This is not a trial to see if you will endure. The testing is over. This is the grand unveiling, the premiere of a promise I whispered to your heart long ago, a promise you may have thought was forgotten. It was never forgotten. It was simply waiting for this moment. Your big surprise is here. Open it now. My child, for far too long, your mind had been a battlefield. I have seen the relentless war that wages inside your thoughts. I have heard the looping soundtrack of condemnation, the whispers that tell you, you're not good enough, you'll never get this right. Remember that time you failed. You will fail again. These are not your thoughts, my child. They are the echoes of an enemy who seeks to keep you imprisoned in your own mind. You wake up with a sense of dread, a free-floating anxiety that clings to you before your feet even touch the floor. That is the chain I am breaking right now. I am speaking into the chaos of your mind and commanding my peace to reign. I am shattering the patterns of negative thinking that have held you captive. The lies you have believed about yourself, the cycles of worry and fear, their power over you is ending in this very moment. Feel the chains fall. In their place, I am giving you a new spirit. I am replacing that suffocating spirit of fear, the fear of the future, the fear of what others think, the fear of not measuring up. I am taking it from you. Breathe it out. And now, breathe in what I give you, a spirit of power, of love, and of a sound, clear mind. The power is my power, enabling you to do what you thought was impossible. The love is my love, casting out all that fear and assuring you of your infinite worth. And the sound mind is a mind at peace, a mind that is stable and calm, no longer tossed back and forth by every worry and every threat. This is not something you have to strive for. It is a gift I am placing within you. Your mind will no longer be a war zone. It will become a sanctuary for my presence. With this new mind, you will finally begin to see yourself as I have always seen you. When you look at your reflection, you see your flaws, your mistakes, your shortcomings. You see the sum of your past failures. But I am handing you a new mirror, my mirror. And when you look into it, you will see a reflection of my Son. You will see someone who is righteous, not by their own works, but because you are clothed in His perfection. You will see someone who is whole, not broken. You will see someone who is profoundly, deeply, and unconditionally loved by the Creator of the universe. The confusion that has clouded your decisions, making you second-guess every choice, is evaporating. I am replacing it with my divine clarity and wisdom. You will know the right path to take, not because you have it all figured out, but because you will be listening to my voice. The fog is lifting, and you will see the way forward. Problems that once seemed like insurmountable mountains will be transformed before your eyes. They will become platforms, stages upon which my glory will be displayed through your life. That financial struggle, it is the stage for my miraculous provision. A difficult relationship, it is the stage for my supernatural grace to flow through you. Your mind is no longer the enemy's playground. It is my garden. Walk with me there. My beloved, I want you to prepare yourself for a shift in how the world responds to you. You have been pushing against doors that were never meant for you, exhausting yourself trying to force a way forward. Hear me now. I am the divine doorkeeper, and I am closing, permanently, the doors of distraction that have wasted your time and drained your energy. At the same time, I am swinging open doors of opportunity so wide that no man, no devil, no circumstance can ever shut them. You will walk through them not with striving, but with an effortless grace that can only come from me. You have felt so alone in your struggles, as if you have to fight for every inch of ground. But that is changing. I'm moving ahead of you, and I am positioning people in your path to help you. You will see it happen. A superior at work will suddenly champion your cause. An official will inexplicably expedite your paperwork. A stranger will offer you a piece of advice that unlocks everything. These people will not even understand why they are helping you. They will call it a gut feeling or a hunch, but you and I will know the secret. It is my spirit, moving on your behalf, turning hearts in your favor. Where you were once overlooked, you will now receive preferential treatment. Your name will be brought up in rooms you have not yet entered. Your ideas, once dismissed, will now be seen as brilliant. You will be given grace in situations where others face harsh judgment. This is my unmerited favor, and it will surround you like a shield. I know the shame you carry from your past. The enemy loves to be your accuser, replaying a highlight reel of your worst moments, your biggest mistakes. He uses them to tell you that you are disqualified from my blessing. To date, I am silencing your accuser. I am taking the celestial ledger, the book that records all things, and I am erasing the errors of your past. They are not just forgiven. They are wiped clean, completely forgotten, covered by the blood of my Son. When the accuser looks for a reason to condemn you, he will find nothing. You will be judged only by my grace. And even more than that, I am going to take your greatest points of shame and turn them into your most powerful areas of influence. The very weakness you tried to hide will become the heart of your testimony, bringing hope to countless others. And with this favor comes provision. Stop worrying about the bills, the rent, the debt that keeps you awake at night. I'm commanding resources to flow to you from the most unexpected and surprising sources. An old debt will be repaid, an unexpected check will arrive in the mail, an idea I give you will turn into a new stream of income. It will be so obviously my hand that you can give the glory to no one else. This is my favor, and it is your new reality. My child, do you feel that deep, persistent ache in your soul? That feeling of being adrift, of asking, what am I really here for? You have been wandering, trying to find your purpose in your job, in your relationships, in your achievements, and you have come up empty. That aimless frustration ends now. I am lifting the veil from your spiritual eyes. The fog of confusion about your life's direction is about to burn away, and you will see with breathtaking clarity the specific, high calling I have placed upon your life. It has been there all along, but now you will see it. Pay attention to your heart. What are the things that make you come alive? What are the injustices that make you angry? What are the dreams you have secretly held, the ones you dismissed as foolish or impossible? My child, those passions and desires are not random. I planted them within you. They are not distractions. They are clues. They are the divine breadcrumb trail I have laid out for you, leading you directly to the center of your destiny. The deep desire to bring order from chaos, to heal what is broken, to teach what is true, to create what is beautiful, that is my fingerprint on your soul, pointing the way home to your true purpose. Stop ignoring it. Stop downplaying it. It is your sacred map. And to equip you for this purpose, I am activating the dormant spiritual gifts within you. You have read about them, perhaps even wished you had them. But they are already inside you, waiting for this moment. Today, I am flipping the switch. The gift of wisdom will begin to flow, giving you solutions you never thought of. The gift of encouragement will pour from your lips, lifting those around you. The gift of faith will rise within you, allowing you to believe for the impossible. These gifts are not for your own glory. They are my tools in your hands, for the building of my kingdom and the blessing of the world. You will finally understand how your unique story, with all its pain, all its triumphs, all its messy details, is a crucial and irreplaceable chapter in my grand redemptive plan. You are not a mistake. You are not an afterthought. Your life is a vital thread in my eternal tapestry. So the days of aimless wandering are over. You will now walk with divine direction and certainty. Your daily work will no longer feel like a burden you must endure. It will be transformed into a glorious partnership with me, a holy collaboration where every task, no matter how small, is infused with eternal meaning. This is your true work. Let us begin. My precious child, I am the God who restores. The enemy has come to steal, kill, and destroy, and I have seen what has been stolen from you. I have seen the years you feel have been wasted, years lost to fear, to a toxic relationship, to an addiction, to indecision and doubt. You look back with regret, mourning the time you can never get back. But hear my promise to you now. I am restoring the years that the locusts have eaten. I am the Lord of time, and I am going to redeem what was lost. I will compress blessings into your life so that in a short season, you will recover everything that was taken. The feeling of being behind is a lie from the enemy. With me, you are right on time for a miracle of restoration. I want you to think about the relationships in your life that are broken. The painful silence between you and a family member. The friendship that ended in bitterness. The trust that was shattered. In your own power, these breaches seem beyond repair. But my spirit is a master of reconciliation. Right now, I am moving on the hearts of others involved. I am softening what hath been hardened. I am bringing conviction where there has been pride. I am making a way for forgiveness where there hath been deep hurt. Get ready for phone calls you never expected, for conversations you thought would never happen. I am mending what was broken, and my restoration will be more beautiful than what existed before. And now, let's talk about the dreams you gave up on. I know where you buried them. The dream to start that business, to write that book, to go back to school, to heal your family. You declared them dead because they seemed impossible. But I am the God of resurrection. I am walking into the graveyard of your dead dreams, and I am speaking my life into them. What you thought was finished is about to have a new beginning. I am breathing my spirit back into those hopes, and they will rise again. stronger and more glorious than you ever imagined. And this restoration is not just spiritual and emotional, it is physical. That chronic pain, that diagnosis the doctors gave you, that weariness in your body, I am the Lord your healer. I am decreeing my healing touch over you, mending what experts said was impossible. Your hope, your joy, your passion for life which have been so depleted are being refilled right now, to the point of overflowing. The whispers and accusations that have tarnished your name are being silenced. I am your vindicator, and I am restoring your honor before all. Believe me, and receive your complete restoration. My child, I have laid the foundation for your complete restoration, but do not turn away from me now. You have only heard the beginning of the surprise I am unfolding for you. It would grieve my heart for you to be content with what is restored, only to miss the new divine connections I am about to bring into your life. Stay with me. The unveiling has just begun. My child, walk with me for a moment. I want to talk to you about the people you are walking with. I have seen the relationships that drain the very life from you. The one-sided friendships where you do all the giving. The family dynamics that are rooted in control and manipulation. The connections that keep you tethered to a past I have already set you free from. These ungodly soul ties have been like anchors, holding you back, blocking your progress. So today, by my authority, I am doing a sacred work. I am taking my sword of truth, and I am making a clean cut. I am severing those ties that have hindered you. Feel the release. Feel the lightness. You are being set free not to walk alone, but to walk with the people I have chosen for you. In place of those draining connections, I am bringing forth covenant friendships. These are not casual acquaintances, my child. These are divine, kingdom alliances I have ordained for you for this specific season. I am bringing you people who will not compete with you but champion you. They will not drain you but energize you. They will see the gold in you that I have placed there, and they will call it forth. They will cover you in prayer, speak truth to you in love, and celebrate your victories as if they were their own. You have been praying for these kinds of friends, and I am answering. You must prepare your heart to receive them. How will you meet them? You must stop striving and start trusting me to orchestrate divine appointments. You will happen to be in the right place at the right time. You will sit next to them on a plane. You will strike up a conversation in a coffee shop. You will be placed on the same project at work. What seems like coincidence to the world will be my clear and deliberate hand at work, weaving your paths together. That mentor you have prayed for, that business partner who has the skills you lack, that loyal friend who will stick closer than a brother, their unveiling is at hand. I am about to pull back the curtain and make the introduction. And these new connections will be different. They will not be based on worldly gain or what you can do for each other. They will be rooted in a shared spirit and a common purpose in me. You will recognize them in your spirit. There will be an ease and a sense of coming home. In a world that can feel so isolating, I am assembling your tribe. The loneliness that has haunted you is being banished. These people will be my gift to you, a community to stand with you, fight for you, and run this race alongside you. Get ready. They are on their way. My child, let us speak about the heavy spirit of not enough that has followed you for so long. It is a shadow that has clung to your family line, a whisper passed down through generations that says, "Be careful, there isn't enough to go around." Scarcity is your reality. You have felt it in the pit of your stomach when looking at your bank account. You have heard it in the anxious thoughts that keep you from being generous, and you have seen its fruit in the struggles of those who came before you. I am here to tell you that this is not the inheritance I have for you. This is a spirit of poverty, a generational curse of lack, and by the authority of my name and the power of my Son's sacrifice, I declare that its hold on your bloodline is broken right now. The cycle of just getting my ends with you. The fear of lack stops here. You are the beginning of a new financial lineage, one marked by my abundance. I am going to teach you the secrets of a different economy, an economy that defies the logic of your world. The world system is built on hoarding, on competition, on the fear that if someone else gets more, you will have less. It tells you to clench your fist tightly around what you have. But my kingdom's economy operates on a principle of flow. I am teaching you to open your hand. As you learn to release what I've given you with a generous heart, sowing into my work, blessing those in need, you position yourself under an open heaven. I will show you that giving is not losing. It is the very mechanism of multiplication. This will require a profound shift in your thinking, from a mindset of fear to one of audacious faith. But I will guide you. I will show you where to sow, and I will ensure your harvest is 100-fold. From this day forward, look at your hands differently. They are no longer just hands that work for a wage. They are hands that I have anointed to build and create wealth. This is not for the purpose of luxury or selfish gain. I am entrusting you with wealth for a reason, to be a distribution center for my kingdom here on earth. You will be a source of blessing, able to fund the gospel, to care for the widow and the orphan, to resource those I call. To do this, I am releasing a torrent of creative ideas and divine strategies into your mind. While you sleep, I will download business plans. During your day, I will give you innovative solutions to problems at your work. These ideas are your new streams of income. And as this provision flows in, I speak to the mountain of debt that has stood before you. I command the spirit of debt to leave your house. That student loan, that credit card balance, that mortgage that feels like a prison, their power to intimidate you is broken. You are moving from the calm of the borrower to the calm of the lender. This is my will for you. You will have more than enough, not so you can build bigger barns for yourself, but so that you can be extravagantly generous on every occasion. You will be the one who pays for the groceries of the family behind you, the one who anonymously covers a friend's medical bill, the one who gives joyfully and freely whenever my spirit prompts. This is your new reality. This is my abundant provision. My beloved, I am giving you a gift that the world cannot offer, and circumstances cannot take away. I am giving you my peace. I need you to understand what this is. It is not the absence of trouble, it is the presence of me in the middle of your trouble. The storms of life will still come. The winds of bad news will still blow. The waves of other people's chaos will still crash against you. But I am doing a supernatural work deep within your soul. I am giving you a peace that transcends all human understanding, a calm that makes no logical sense to the outside observer. While others are panicking, your spirit will be still. I want you to picture your soul as a ship on a raging sea. In the past, every wave of fear, every gust of anxiety has tossed you violently, leaving you feeling seasick and terrified. But today, I am lowering a divine anchor from the ship. This anchor is not dropping into the shifting sands of your circumstances. It is going down, down, deep into the bedrock of who I am, your unshakable, unmovable rock. The storms will still rage, but they will not disturb the stillness of your soul's anchor in me. You will feel the ship rise and fall, but you will no longer be terrified of capsizing, for you are held fast by the one who commands the seas. With this anchor comes the defeat of anxiety. That racing heart, the thoughts that spiral out of control at 3 in the morning, the constant worrying over what if, that is not from me. That is the storm. As your trust in my absolute control, my complete sovereignty, becomes absolute, Anxiety will lose its grip. Its voice will become a faint whisper instead of a deafening roar. I invite you now to learn to rest in my presence. This is not an empty command. It is an invitation to a place. Find a quiet moment each day to simply sit with me. No agenda, no requests, just being still and knowing that I am God. In these moments of quiet communion, you will find a strength and a rejuvenation that no amount of striving can produce. This rest is your weapon. This peace will become a fortress around you, impenetrable to the chaos of the world. Worry will come and knock at the gate, but it will not be able to enter. Fear will lay siege, but it will find no breach in the walls. Your heart and mind will be guarded, and this inner reality will have a powerful outer effect. Your calm and steady spirit will become a testimony. Your family, your coworkers, your friends, they will see you standing firm in the middle of the storm, and they will be drawn to your light. They will ask you, how can you be so calm when everything is falling apart? And your life itself will be the answer. It is not my peace. It is His peace which He has given to me. You will become a harbor for others, a place of refuge in their turmoil, all because you first learned to rest in me. My child, there has been a fundamental misunderstanding of your position. For too long, you have seen yourself as a victim of circumstance, as a foot soldier merely trying to survive the battle, constantly harassed by the enemy. Today, the perspective changes. I am not just your comforter. I am your commander-in-chief, and I am issuing you a divine promotion. I am clothing you with a new spiritual authority, an authority that is not your own, but is yours because you are in my Son, and He is seated at my right hand, far above all rule and authority and power and dominion. Where He is, you are. It is from this position of victory that you will now operate. I want you to see the enemy's tactics for what they are: the slithering of serpents and the stinging of scorpions. They are assignments of darkness sent to paralyze you with fear, poison you with lies, and constrict you with condemnation. In the past, you have tolerated them. You have dodged them. You have even been wounded by them. No more. I am giving you the authority to trample on serpents and scorpions and over all the power of the enemy. You will no longer run from them. You will put your foot on their necks. You have been given dominion. It is time for you to walk in it. This authority will change the way you speak. Your words, when they are aligned with my word and my will cease to be passive wishes. They will become weapons. They will carry creative power. I am calling you to stop describing your mountains of problems and start speaking to them. Command them to be moved in the name of my Son. When you walk into a room filled with tension and strife, you will speak my peace, and the atmosphere will shift. This new authority will also revolutionize your prayer life. Stop begging me for a victory that I have already secured. The work was finished at the cross. The enemy was defeated and made a public spectacle. Therefore, you are not fighting for victory. You are fighting from victory. Your prayers will now be declarations of what is already true. You will enforce the triumph of Calvary in your daily life. This authority has a jurisdiction. I am giving you authority over the territory I have assigned to you. Your family is your territory. Your home is your territory. Your work, your ministry, your sphere of influence, that is your territory. You are its spiritual guardian. The demonic forces that have harassed your children, that have brought strife into your marriage, that have blocked your business, they are now on notice. They are trespassing, and you have been given the authority to evict them. You will speak my name, and they will flee. As you begin to walk in this, a holy boldness will rise up in you. You will no longer be afraid of any giant or any mountain in your path. You will confront challenges with the unshakable confidence of one who knows that the one in you is infinitely greater than the one in the world. Stand up, my warrior. Your new commission begins now. My child, you live in a world filled with noise. There is the constant clamor of the news, the endless scroll of opinions on social media, the demanding voices of your obligations, the deceitful whispers of the enemy, and the anxious chatter of your own heart. It is a deafening cacophony, and it has made it so difficult for you to hear me. You have longed to hear my voice, to feel my guidance, but it has often felt like you are trying to hear a whisper in the middle of a rock concert. So today, I am doing something sacred. I am performing a cleansing of your spiritual ears. I am commanding all that other noise to be turned down, all that static to be silenced, so that you can tune into the one frequency that brings life. I am making a quiet space in your soul where you can hear me. My voice will become distinct to you. Think of a shepherd in a field with 100 sheep. Many voices may call out, but his sheep know the unique sound, the specific tone and cadence of their master's voice, and they follow him. I promise you, my voice will become that clear, that familiar, that unmistakable to your spirit. You will learn to recognize it instantly. It will not be a voice of harsh condemnation, of fear, or of confusion. My voice will always carry the tone of perfect love. It will bring peace. It will bring clarity. It will bring comfort. And it will bring righteous conviction that leads to freedom. You will know it is me. I will speak to you in many ways. I will give you clear direction in your dreams while you sleep, untangling the knots of your waking hours. I will flash pictures, or visions, into your mind during your times of prayer, showing you what I see. But most often, my child, I will speak to you in the gentle, inward whisper to your spirit. It will be a sudden knowing, a quiet prompting, a peaceful thought that is wiser and more loving than your own. I invite you to cultivate the habit of listening. In the car, in the quiet of the morning, take a moment. Ask me a question, and then be still. Learn to wait for that gentle impression, and I will speak to you through my word. The scriptures will no longer feel like a distant, historical book. As you open the pages, a verse will suddenly seem to be illuminated, as if it were written just for you, for this very day. It will leap off the page and into your heart, a living and active word of guidance. This is me speaking to you. As you practice this, I will give you the precious gift of discernment. You will learn to instantly distinguish my voice from all the others. When a thought brings anxiety and pressure, you will know it is the enemy. When a thought is rooted in insecurity or doubt, you will know it is your own flesh. But when a thought brings a deep, resonant peace and aligns with my written word, you will know it is me. This intimacy of communication, this daily, conversational walk with me, will become your greatest guide and your most cherished treasure. It is the compass that will lead you through every decision, the light that will illuminate your path, and the source of all the life-giving surprises I have for you. Listen, I am speaking to you now. Now that your ears are open to hear my voice with such clarity, would you walk away from our conversation? I have only just started to share the secrets of your family's destiny and the generational curses I am now breaking on your behalf. To stop listening now would be to silence the very voice you have longed to hear. My heart yearns to tell you everything. Please continue to listen. My child, let us look at your family tree. Have you ever wondered why certain destructive patterns seem to repeat generation after generation? A persistent spirit of poverty that ensures no one ever gets ahead. A predisposition to a specific sickness. A deep root of anger that passes from father to son. A cycle of addiction or divorce that seems impossible to break. You have seen this, and you have feared it for yourself and for your children. I want you to understand what this is. It is a generational curse, an ancient spiritual inheritance of brokenness, a poisonous root that has been feeding your family line for years. But today, you are standing at a turning point in history. I want you to see the cross of my Son. At that moment, the power of every curse was broken. The legal right of the enemy to enforce these patterns was shattered. And now, today, I am taking that universal victory and applying it specifically and powerfully to your bloodline. I am taking the divine axe of my word and laying it to the root of that cursed family tree. The flow of poison stops with you. The pattern of sin, the assignment of sickness, the mindset of poverty, I declare that its power is broken in your life. You are not destined to repeat the failures of the past. You are the one I have chosen to stop the curse. You have a new identity, my child. You are the designated curse breaker for your lineage. You are not a victim of your family's history. You are its liberator. You will be the one to stand in the gap, to rewrite your family's future, to establish a new legacy. But I am not just a God who breaks curses. I am a God who releases blessings. For just as curses have been passed down, there is another, more powerful inheritance waiting for you. Think of your ancestors who walked in faith. Perhaps a great-grandmother who prayed for her descendants, a forefather who honored me with his life. Their acts of faithfulness and their prayers were not lost. They have been stored up as a treasure in my heavenly kingdom, a generational blessing waiting to be released. And today, I am unlocking that heavenly vault. I am releasing upon you the blessings that were stored up for you by the generations of faith who came before. Favor, wisdom, and spiritual inheritance are now flowing down to you. Picture this. Your entire family tree is being divinely uprooted. It is being lifted out of the dry, cursed soil of the past, and I am replanting it with my own hands into the rich, fertile ground of my grace and promise. The nutrients of this new soil are love, peace, joy, and provision. Your children and your children's children will not inherit the old struggles. They will grow up in the shade of this new, blessed tree. They will inherit a legacy of faith, of favor, of health, and of purpose. The entire spiritual DNA of your family is being reset, and it is starting right now with you. You are the gateway through which this new river of blessing will flow to all your descendants. Embrace this holy calling. Your family's destiny is being reborn. My child, you have often looked at yourself and seen fragility. You have felt weak, easily broken, and have prayed for me to take your struggles away, to remove the heavy burdens. But I want to reveal something to you now. While you were asking me to lighten your load, I was strengthening your back to carry it. You have been in training, and you did not even know it. Now, the surprise I am unveiling is the resilience and strength you never knew you possessed, because it is my strength, perfected in your weakness. You are about to discover a hidden reservoir of fortitude within you that will astonish you. You have measured your strength by your own feelings of weariness, but you have no idea of the spiritual muscle you have built in the secret place of endurance. I am about to show you who you have become. Think back on the trials that were meant to destroy you, the betrayal that should have made you bitter, the failure that should have crushed your spirit, the loss that should have extinguished your hope. You see them as scars, but I see them as the marks of a forge. Those fiery trials were my divine furnace, and the enemy's blows were the hammer I used to shape you. He meant to shatter you, but I used his efforts to burn away the impurities, to temper your faith, to forge in you an unbreakable character. You are not the same person who entered that fire. You have come out stronger, purer, and with a resilience that cannot be manufactured, only forged. The enemy looks at you and trembles, because the very weapons he formed against you have been used to fashion you into a warrior. I want you to look at your greatest weaknesses, the very things you despise about yourself, the insecurity that makes you hesitate, the fear that holds you back, the area where you seem to fail time and time again. You have pleaded with me to remove these things from you, but I am revealing a divine secret to you now. Your greatest weakness is the stage I have chosen for the greatest display of my power. People will not look at you and be impressed by your flawless strength. They will look at you and be in awe of my strength shining through your acknowledged frailty. Where you are weak, I am strong. Your weakness does not disqualify you. It qualifies you for demonstration of my grace that will leave no doubt that I am the one at work in your life. This is not just about surviving the past. It is about finishing the future. I know you get tired. I know you sometimes feel you cannot take another step in this long race of faith. That is why, today, I am releasing a fresh anointing of endurance upon you. It is a supernatural second wind, a divine energy that will empower you to run and not grow weary, to walk and not faint. You will finish the course I have set before you, and you will finish it with your head held high, not crawling across the line, but breaking the tape in victory. So stop seeing yourself as a fragile victim of life. That identity is dead and buried. From this moment on, I command you to see yourself as I see you, a warrior in my army, clad in my armor, powerful in my might. And this newfound strength is not a private possession. It is a gift to be shared. You will become the one who can lift up the weary, who can offer your strong arms to those who are faint of heart. Your hidden strength is about to be revealed, not just to you, but to the world. My child, now that you feel this warrior strength rising within you, I am calling you to wield it not just for yourself, but for my kingdom. If your heart stirs to use this strength to lift others beyond your physical reach, know that this is my invitation. Every seed you sow through this ministry becomes a lifeline for a soul in the dark and a river of my hope flowing into desolate places. I declare over you now, give, and it will be given to you. A good measure, pressed down and running over, will be poured into your lap by my own hand. This is your divine appointment to release what is in your hand so I may release the fullness of what is in mine for you. As you give, I will place a hedge of fire around your finances and rebuke the devourer for your sake. Therefore, act on the strength I have given you. Release your surprise offering through Super Thanks membership with a link below, and watch me multiply your territory. My child, listen carefully. The grace and spiritual equipment I gave you for your last season were perfect for what you faced then. The anointing you carried was for survival in the wilderness, for endurance through the trial, for protection in the battle. You have been faithful with it, but you are no longer in that season. The territory ahead is different. The assignment has changed, and therefore, the anointing must be new. You cannot conquer the promised land with a wilderness anointing. So today, I declare a divine shift. The old anointing for your previous season is now being replaced with a fresh outpouring of my Spirit. I want you to feel this. This is not a small adjustment or a minor upgrade. This is a complete and total immersion in a fresh oil of my presence. Picture this in your spirit. I am pouring a flask of new, fragrant oil over your head. Feel it running down, soaking your mind with new ideas, your heart with new passion, your hands with new power. It is an anointing for this specific, unique season you are now entering. It is tailor-made for the challenges and opportunities that lie directly ahead. It is the grace you need to face the specific giants that guard your inheritance, and the wisdom you need to build what I have called you to build. You have thought in your heart that you have reached the limit of what you can do for me. But I tell you the truth, with this new anointing, The ceiling of your past achievements will become the floor of your future. You will do greater works than you have ever done before. You will see the evidence of this new anointing in your daily life. Areas that have always been a struggle for you will suddenly have a supernatural ease and grace upon them. That fear of public speaking will be replaced by a divine authority in your words. The confusion you felt when managing your finances will be replaced by supernatural wisdom and strategy. The relationships that were a constant source of friction will begin to flow with a new grace. What once required intense, draining effort will now flow from a place of rest and power. This is the hallmark of my anointing at work. It is my yoke which is easy and my burden which is light. And this anointing will not remain hidden. It will create a spiritual magnetism around you. The lost and the hurrying, the broken and the confused, they will be drawn to you. They may not know why, but they will sense the presence of the healer, the restorer, the waymaker in you. Your life will become a beacon of hope. Prepare yourself now, for I am expanding your capacity. Your heart is being enlarged to contain more of my presence. Your mind is being stretched to receive more of my wisdom. Your spirit is being strengthened to handle more of my power. I am entrusting you with more because you have been faithful. Do not be afraid of this new level of responsibility. My anointing not only commissions you, it fully equips you. Step into the new. My precious child, we must talk about the secret prison you have been living in. It is the prison of offense. Its walls are built from the bricks of past hurts. Its bars are forged from the steel of bitterness. You are the prisoner, but you are also the jailer, holding the key in your own hand. I have seen you there, in that cold, dark cell, replaying the tapes of betrayal over and over.